Joining me now, Jean-Michel Grand, Chief Executive of Action Against Hunger. Good afternoon to you. From the people that you have on the ground in Gaza, what is the picture that you're getting?
Good afternoon. Indeed, we have around 30 of our staff still working across from Rafah to the northern part of Gaza. And unanimously, what they are witnessing is that the overall humanitarian situation is extremely critical, with famine looming, especially in the northern part of Gaza. We are extremely worried about the situation, the nutrition status of women and children, which is worsening day by day. And as a charity specialized in nutrition, we have serious concern about the short-term consequence of malnutrition. If it is a life-threatening condition if not treated, but also the longer-term consequence on the development and learning capacities of children.
Yes, of course. And when you see images like the ones we have on our screen now of the very recent airdrops, just a matter of an hour ago there, what does it make you think, as somebody who is in charge of an agency that's about addressing hunger in the Strip, that it's come to this?
It's a mixed feeling on that. First of all, as you know, access to northern Gaza is extremely difficult, leaving thousands of families on the brink, as I mentioned, of famine. Therefore, the establishment of a maritime crisis crossing or airdrop is helping, and especially when we cannot access that. But it should not be at the expenses of continuous effort to lift the blockade and commercial trucks to get sufficient food and supply into Gaza by roads. Let's not forget that it's between Rafah, the border, and the northern part, it's only 25 miles. Also, the concern we have with this initiative and the airdrops, so the maritime and the airdrop, are that population in need, they might not receive the quality of assistance they deserve. And by quality, quality requires three things: dignity in distribution, equity, to ensure that the most vulnerable groups are receiving aid, and security for the recipient as well as for the aid workers organizing distribution. And what we are seeing is that who is organizing the distribution? And it's our serious concern. We have some staff in northern Gaza, but their security, there is nowhere safe for them to organize this quality assistance for the population.
I'm wondering, from your staff on the ground, what they tell you about Israeli forces and the extent to which they're helping to facilitate the distribution of aid or not. What are you hearing?
I think there are two parties in conflict, so it's not about pointing the finger to one to other. However, there is much more than these two parties could do, including the Israeli government, to help and facilitate the aid. And clearly, all the negotiation on the ceasefire is absolutely critical, as well as the release of the hostages and the blockade, lifting the blockade and having more assistance coming through the road. The road is the only way to reach large part of the population. So we are really calling for an immediate ceasefire.
When I asked my producers to find out how many people you had on the ground in Gaza, I got three different numbers, and it got lower and lower each time I got the revised estimate. What is it like to have staff out there? I mean, it's a perilous time.
Yeah, so the figures is that we have around 30, so it's 28 people that we have.
Well, it's even lower from when you first answered the question at the start of the interview. Initially, I was told it was about 100, then it was about 50, now it's 28.
No, it's 28, and that's the figure that we have. And first of all, I really would like to, beyond the figure, I would like to take the opportunity to pay huge tribute to not only Action Against Hunger staff, but also all humanitarian workers. Not only they are living the same condition as all the other Palestinians, living in fear, having to take care of their families and getting access to trying to find food. But in addition to that, they are making the distribution, and we are, as Action Against Hunger, doing distribution of food. We are distribution of bottle of water, hundreds of mattresses, food basket, cleaning items for shelters, water. So activities is still going on, and they are taking a lot of risk because of the conflict, but also they are facing desperate population, and the distribution are very, very tense when you have hundreds of people who are so desperate that they want to make sure that they are going to get something.
Yeah.
And regarding the number of staff, we are clear that as soon as we can have more aid coming into the country, we can scale up from 28 to 100 within weeks. It's not.
What we've been seeing is scaling down, isn't it? That the number of people there. We've also seen funding withdrawn from the key UN Palestinian Relief Agency, and none of that is helpful to what you're trying to achieve. And you have 300,000 people on the brink of famine in northern Gaza.
Exactly, and we really, it is a moment where we need to mobilize all the generous donations from the people to try and to be ready that when there will be more opportunities to scale up the operation, we can do it, and that we can do it within days. Knowing, as I said previously, distribution are going on. It's not totally, it's not that nothing is happening, it's that it's still too low scale. We could do much more.
Yes, OK. Well, really good of you to talk to us on Sky News and paint the picture for us. Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Well, let's get more on.